Hirokazu Koreeda is a representative figure of young Japanese directors in the late 1990s, renowned for exceptional creations like Still Walking, Our Little Sister, Like Father Like Son, After the Storm, and so on. Koreeda's cinematic focus predominantly gravitates towards family narratives. Themes such as family dynamics, love, loss, solitude, and hope are central to his storytelling. Koreeda's unique cinematic style is characterized by the prevalent use of static shots, eschewing significant plot twists or intense emotional fluctuations. As he wrote in his book, movies should try not to directly talk about sadness and loneliness, but show it. Therefore, most movies depict relationships and tell the unspeakable thing in a slow narrative. In Hirokazu Koreeda's films, the affection among family members surpass mere blood ties. The concept of family is redefined in his movies, where family members are not necessarily bound by marriage or blood relations. Instead, it is the affection that holds them together. His contemplation of the essence of family, questioning whether it necessitates biological bonds. Shoplifters, a pivotal work in his filmography, commences with a depiction of a family's facade and progressively delves into its spiritual core, showcasing Koreeda's remarkable talent in depicting family-centric movies. In my video, I intend to commence by diving into the movie Shoplifters, then expanding the discussion to encompass Koreeda's broader filmography about the family structure and love he built in the films. Shoplifters mainly tells the story of a poor family living in Tokyo. Father Osamu is a part-time worker. His wife Nobuyo works in industrial laundry. Sister Aki works in adult entertainment, and son Shota stays at home with grandma Hatsue all year round. Aside from relying on Hatsue's pension, the family also rely on Osamu and Shota to steal daily necessities in the supermarket to sustain their livings. And one night when they went home from stealing, they saw a neighbor girl, Yuli, trapped on the balcony of the apartment. They take Yuli home and choose to keep her after learning that her parents had abused her. What adds an intriguing layer to this narrative is that the family in the story are not biological related, but due to various experiences in their original families, everyone chose to escape from the previous family and finally form such a seemingly warm temporary family. In Shoplifters, Koreeda did not dwell too much on the description of the law, but chose to downplay the characters' crimes. He focuses on describing the daily life of a family and uses space to tell the story. In research, a scholar mentioned the spatial environment which surrounds the real characters and which they can modify remains fundamentally out of shot. How to guide the audience to focus on specific elements by selectively displacing space. In Shoplifters, home as a space has two metaphorical meanings. First, it symbolizes the failure and helpless life of various characters abandoned by family or society. The home in the film is surrounded by tall buildings, and the space inside the house also presents a kind of narrow and closed space. In one scene, the family looks up to the sky together to find the invisible fireworks. In the long and narrow space, every member of the family looks tiny, unable to see the way out and hope for the future. On the other hand, there is the warmth of the home. The old house has transformed into a sanctuary for all, nurturing each other's heartfelt emotions. Koreeda establishes a link between the family struggle and the home space, underscoring that the family functions as a small self-contained society where each member encapsulates the others. When Yuli first comes to the family, there is a dining scene. The dining table filled with chaos and untidy eating habits stands as a symbol of the family's imperfect yet enduring unity. Grandma's act of sharing her soup exemplifies how this family thrives within these imperfections, fostering a state of existence rich in love and mutual warmth. Mike Crane writes in his book, judgments about morality and sexuality are written into the fabric of the house through the creation of private spaces. In a particular scene of the film, Yuli and Nobuyo share a moment during a bath. A prolonged blank static shot precedes the camera transitioning to the bathroom's interior. The audience stays quietly outside the bathroom and listens to the two of them talking inside. The empty canvas of this shot actively engages the audience's imagination, encourages them to mentally paint the scene, immersing themselves in the narrative. The bathroom, as a place that is airtight and can evoke hidden memories, has a human spatial value based on its spatial function. In the film, Yuli and Nobuyo share a bath, resembling a biological mother-daughter relationship. This intimate setting witnessed a profound shift in their emotional connection. The camera's strategic positioning and angle transformed the modest bathroom into a microcosmic space, granting the audience a sensation of being within the scene, virtually sharing breath with the characters. This scene evokes a sense of intimacy, love, and a protective instinct that lingers, primarily attributed to Nobuya's body language when she reveals her arm scar to Yuli. This moment intertwined with a deepening bond between Nobuyo and Yuli. Right from the outset, we understand that Yuli's scars result from parental abuse. The film subtly encodes the material and bodily essence of motherhood through Nobuyo's warm facial expressions and the tender gestures of her hands and arms. Koreeda's camera rhythm, space, and actors' expressiveness reinforce Nobuyo's maternal relationship with Yuli, effectively creating a tactile sense of familial emotion. Koreeda once expressed in an interview, "What I want to create is a film that effectively utilizes the space between the lines in a similar way to literature, allowing the audience to fill in with their own imagination." Apart from the empty shot in this scene, Koreeda recurrently utilizes this technique throughout the movie. These intentional breaks in the visual narrative encourage a multitude of aesthetic interpretations for the audience. For instance, there is a train scene where the family embarks on a seaside vacation. A long take with a lateral pan is employed. The train gracefully traverses through the lush green fields, capturing the motion from an exterior perspective. Concurrently, a fixed camera position records the actions and motions of the characters inside the train. This approach not only injects movement into the visuals, but also enriches the content, infusing dynamic into the imagery. Utilizing space as a storytelling tool is a characteristic of Koreeda's film. Lefebvre said, "Space is permeated with social relations. It is not only supported by social relations, but also produces social relations, and is produced by social relations." In the film Still Walking, the protagonist Ryota takes his new wife and stepson back to the countryside where his parents live to pay homage to his elder brother who died in an accident. His sister's family also returns home with their children. For many, Ryota is incompatible with narrative space from the outset. In the small bathhouse at his parents' house, Ryota looks comical due to his height. When he stands up while carrying a table at home, he will be hit by the bang of the door. His sisters complain. It is these discomforts at home that reveal a lot about the relationship between Ryota and his parents. In Our Little Sister, Zizi, the daughter of the father in the film from his second marriage, embarks on a journey after her father's passing. She decides to live with her three half-sisters from her father's first marriage, embracing a new intertwined family dynamic. Koreeda expertly employs a long take to capture the entire process of the four sisters, three sisters' mother, and their aunt as they enter the old house, following the memorial service for their grandma. In this long take, First, the eldest daughter comes in and opens a window, and the rest of the people begin to come in. As everyone is walking, the mother and the eldest daughter almost bump into each other. This shows that the mother is unfamiliar with the space, reflecting the mother's redundant identity at home. The mother suddenly appears and walks around the house, which makes the eldest daughter feel a little awkward, showing the emotional gap between the eldest daughter and her mother. In this long take, we see 6 women walking around in the living room, the corridor, and the kitchen that is not shot in the picture. They use the space in the home flexibly to create a deep connection between the space and the characters' activities and characters' relationships as family reconciliation. In addition to indoor spaces, Koreeda tries to privatize public spaces for personal memories. As Lefebvre says, for space is never empty, it always embodies a meaning. The film After the Storm tells the story of a low-life person who reconnects with his ex-wife and children because of a typhoon and tries to restore the family he lost. The climax of the film takes place in the slide. The protagonist Ryota takes his children to hide in the slide during a typhoon day and to eat snacks and drinks. The slide is a place where Ryota often played as a child. He and his son tell stories in the dim light. This intimate setting sets the stage for the unexpected arrival of Ryota's ex-wife. Reuniting the original disbanded family, they look for the son's lottery tickets that have been blown away in the typhoon and heavy rain. The public space of the slide provides a canvas to reveal the tender side of the father and offers a chance for a fractured family to rekindle a glimmer of warmth from their past. Besides spatial narration, Koreeda is also good at capturing family relationships and structure with long takes. In the film Like Father, Like Son, the movie tells the story of 2 families who discover that their children were switched at birth. At the beginning, the protagonist Ryota misunderstood the core understanding of family due to his knowledge of social ethnics based on blood relations. He contemplates abandoning the child he had nurtured for 6 years, attempting to exchange him forcibly for his biological child, but in the end, he understands that the love and time spent as a father for his children are more important than blood ties. At the end of the film, a pivotal scene unfolds between the father and his non biological son. They converge from separate paths and meet at a crucial intersection. This shot endures for 43 seconds, capturing their heartfelt dialogue that elucidates the resolution of the entire narrative. The father's revelation and the son's profound comprehension intertwine during this protracted take, encapsulating the film's thematic essence, sublimated in their heartfelt embrace. In Shoplifters, when Shota becomes upset with Yuli, it's rooted in his fear that Yuli's presence might jeopardize his position in Osamu's affectionate regard. The camera cuts to Shota polishing his toys in the car, and then his father enters the scene.
俺はお前の
いい。
いやほらほら一回ちょっと呼んでみろよってほら
い
よ
つかね。
だよいいかじゃあいつかな帰ろうサビからな。
After this statement, the camera transitions to an overhead long take, capturing the unfolding scene for 51 seconds. Koreeda employs this prolonged shot to alleviate the earlier tension between the father and son due to Yuli's arrival. Moreover, it plays a crucial role in strengthening the emotional connection of father-son between them. Within the duration of this long take, Ryota experiences a transformation in his outlook, beginning with initial resistance towards Yuli and the doubt towards his father, and ultimately breaking down his emotional barriers to embrace and believe in his father's love. In summary, Hirokazu Koreeda's stories mostly are not complex, they simply narrate the daily lives within families. His films are imbued with a poetic and lyrical essence, with characters expressing emotions subtly and delicately by using the space and techniques to depict a tranquil and understated portrayal of human relationships and emotions.